There we go.
We start.
Yes, it's on.
We're both gonna stay in the picture.
We're gonna try to stay in the picture. What's up, guys? It's week 8. After a little rough week 7 for a few of us.
Yeah.
We're in the living room today. It's a little brighter, but
Yeah, it's not midday, so we don't have the sunlight to light us up. So we're having to use the kitchen light.
all right. So let's talk some football. You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there. The only people I think are worth picking up on waivers, no one. But to give you something, if you want to go for a big play, I like, and I'm just throwing that word around like, Travis Benjamin, simply because they're playing New England. They're going to be passing the ball a lot. He can hit a home run. And I kind of like Goodwin.
Man, I like
simply
him.
because he's fast, and I keep seeing his name. I looked at his stats, and he doesn't do much, but he's fast, and I'm going for home runs. If you're going for anything, might as well go big, because everyone out there is going to get 4 points.
And it's bye week central. Like every team is on a bye.
Yeah, running backs, Jonathan Stewart's out there. I'm not suggesting it. I think. I don't know.
You'd be better off predicting the injury and playing the person.
Maybe Blake. Blake might need to pick up all these people.
Yeah. Okay.
Tight end. I said Hooper. I think my favorite's probably Zach Miller. Maybe.
I like Hooper.
Yeah.
I like Hooper.
Anyways, so what we're getting at is everything sucks this week. So I'll start it off though. Ken, here's a fun fact that I noticed. Every single one of your players that hasn't played yet is at home, and Matt, every single one of your players is away. I've never noticed that before, right?
Bonus me.
Right, so I automatically pick Ken. I don't care who's playing. No, not true. I do pick Ken this week, though. Who I like Austin Seferian-Jenkins, which stinks. I'm playing against him in my work league.
I can pick up some tight ends.
He's playing against Atlanta. I don't think he's like going to torch him or anything. He's not Gronk. Gronk didn't really do anything. But he's projected 12. I think he can do better than 12. Mark Ingram, he's projected 14 or 15. I'm not saying take him out. I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm not in love with him. I think Chicago's defense, for some reason, is good. I don't know why. I don't know why. And I think it's because offenses are conservative against them. And
they play down to their level.
And Alvin Kamara. I don't like. I'm not big on Ingram. I had to pick somebody, so I picked Ingram. Matt, I'll give you props playing Alex Collins.
Good play, man. I mean, my Baltimore defense play was better, but good play.
Yeah, yeah. But if you look at the build-up of Alex Collins, I said I liked him. I said he was good. I never would have played him. You did, and props to you. I do like Pierre Garçon on your team. Going against Philly. Philly's going to put up points, as they always do. He's projected at 14, and I think he gets 14 without a touchdown. Give him a touchdown, and he definitely tops 20. I'm just going to talk crap about him, and maybe it'll play out well for me. Matt Ryan, I'm blaming it all on Sarkisian. Matt Ryan's projected at like 16.9, so 17 points. He's touched 17 points twice and never 18. So I can't say I'm big on Matt Ryan because he hasn't proven it. If, we just transformed it this week up against the Jets, who I thought were going to be the worst team this year.
Should be. Well, since Browns, but yeah.
Right. I would be like, yep, he's about to score you 30 points. It takes 2 weeks for him to score 30 points. So I'm just going to say I'm going to hate on him this week, and hopefully he'll go off and do the opposite. There's no one on either of your benches that I'd play. If Golden Tate's out, maybe you can stream. Each of you have a Detroit player. Yeah, you have Marvin Jones. He has Theo Riddick. So maybe you can stream one of them. Up against Pittsburgh's defense, I wouldn't, though.
All right. Usually I go straight to Cody's after that, but what I got up here. I got Eric and Rob first.
No, just do mine because I can't do mine.
Okay. All right, Cody and Allen. All right, Allen. Man, this week is rough for you, bro. Like, your whole bench is on bye. Luckily, you have a player to fill every position, so that's a plus. I really like Freeman this week against the Jets. Jets give up the run pretty well. And I like Tyrell Williams for the Chargers up against New England's defense, who's lost Hightower for the year. It's confirmed. He's out. And that was the only thing to make the defense just a tiny bit better. So I like any passing option for the Chargers this week. Kittle, man, you guys were high on him. I wasn't, and it's proven the dude. I mean, I don't like him, especially against a heavy defense that rushes well or rushes the passer well. I'm not a fan. I think Carlos Hyde's the only person that gets any production out of San Fran this week.
I thought we were on to something. I'm like, maybe it's going this way, and it was a stock. It was a penny stock that just slammed.
So if you decide not to go with Kittle, which that's
I didn't. I dropped him out of the league.
That's your option. I like Hooper as well this week. I like his matchup better against the Jets. At home. So
Zach Miller up against New Orleans.
Yeah,
I think
but
they're both okay.
Yeah, I mean either one.
Rookie quarterbacks I like with tight ends.
I like if I had to pick, I take Matt Ryan over Mitch Trubisky. So I go Hooper. Trubisky completed 5 passes last week, even though he still won the game. Cody, man, I like Le'Veon Bell this week.
They won the game. That's why you didn't bet. No, just run.
I like Le'Veon Bell this week. I'm a fan. And then I like Wendell Smallwood, even though he's on your bench. I wanted to pick him up 2 weeks ago and didn't.
Maybe Zeke will get suspended tomorrow.
Yeah, and I like Wendell Smallwood against the San Fran defense. My only knock on your team this week is with the the defense of Kansas City. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Kansas City players going. Guys, that is a lot from one team. That is... You're talking about that's pretty much depending that team wins. And against Denver, I mean, if they were playing the Browns or the Colts or something like that, I could say, yeah, play all of them, screw it. But I'm not saying it's the worst case scenario, but it's just a lot of players for me.
Every play that happens, I will get points though.
Yeah, that's true. Unless Spencer Ware gets a rushing touchdown, I think that's the only way you don't get points. So that's my only concern with your team is just all the Kansas City people, and it's not till Monday, so you can't make any changes on it. It's, all right.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Good point. I'll keep that in mind and do nothing. However, Florida State just fumbled the ball.
I seen that.
All right, who's gonna win that one?
Oh, I picked you just because his team has got some flaws, and he can't do anything about them. So
right.
And
right.
You do have that whole Zeke, Bell, Kareem Hunt thing going, so
yeah.
Yeah.
So next one we were doing was what? Ethan Blake.
We can do Ethan Blake.
Ethan Blake. Here, I'll just tell you guys. I know you like to fast forward. We'll do Ethan Blake, Chris Jeremy, Rob Erica, and then with Brandon Beth.
I didn't know they like to fast forward. Nobody told me that.
They do. Well, some of them do. Ethan, as if he has better things to do. He doesn't. Obviously, doesn't pay attention to his fantasy football team. Oh, props on the trade, though. I was going to mention that. A good trade. Legitimate trade.
Finally a trade in our league.
Helps both sides. But we'll talk. Ethan, we're taking into account that the trade's going to happen tonight. So, Derek Carr and Alvin Kamara's on your team. Who I like, though, is A.J. Green. He's projected 20 points. Usually I try to stay away from, I like this player because, obviously everyone does. They're projected 20 points. But when elite players have horrible games, they tend to bounce back the next game. And what a beautiful opponent
it is to have.
It is to have the Indiana Colts. Or Indianapolis Colts.
You did that last week.
Indiana. It's coming back. I don't like Derek Carr this week, though. I don't know what he's projected. I didn't care to go back and forth just to make this comment. I do know he's playing Buffalo, though. You should have made the trade 1 week later, 3 days from now would be a good time to make that trade. That way you have Cam up against Tampa Bay, which we'll get to in a little bit. Blake, Blake, my favorite play that you're going to make this week is putting in Phillip Rivers because that is the better play. Russell Wilson up against Houston.
It's like not the worst thing you could do. It's just
I don't trust him. He's weird. He'll play great against a bad team, or great against a good team, and bad against the bad team. It doesn't make any sense. But Phillip Rivers is going up against New England, who just gives it up, unless your name is Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan had one of his better games, 17 points. Matt Ryan had against them somehow. Anyways, your negative is your running backs, man. You have Thomas Rawls in. Maybe you should pick up Jonathan Stewart, is what I'm saying.
goal line touchdown.
Oh, gosh, it's disgusting. My tip to you is to take Gronk and try to trade him for 2 players that could actually go off, because Rawls is not. You have Dante Foreman, and I don't think he is either. He could, sure. He'll have 2 17-point games all year, and maybe this will be one of them. But yeah,
Smart part Lamar Miller got hurt.
I would try to trade, even if you trade a quarterback in Gronk, like figure something out. But that team's not looking very good right now for you.
All right. So Ethan, I'm on the same page for both of you guys, Ethan and Blake. I will add I'll just add all Cincy players to that. I like AJ. I like Croft. I like Cincinnati's defense. So those are all great plays this week. I'm also down on Carr, which means I'm also down on Cooper. And I know he had a big week, and you can't not play either of them. I mean, those are things you have to play, but just bar expectations on that because I don't see that game playing well for them. But it's the NFL, and lately anything can happen. So who knows? Blake, I'm the same way. I like Gronk, and if you want to trade him to somebody, I'm not saying I'm interested, but yeah, you might need to. Phillip Rivers is definite play over Russell Wilson. We talked about this earlier. New England's defense is garbage now. Like, it's even more garbage than it was garbage. And so play Rivers. I mean, I'm not saying Russell's going to have a bad game, but Rivers is going to have a good game, and that's a guaranteed. So you go with your guaranteed. Because Houston had a bye week. Their defensive players are getting rest besides, J.J. Watt. And
he's getting a lot of rest.
Yeah. I prefer Rivers. Rawls and Foreman, I mean, like I said, Dante Foreman could have a good game because they could beat your Seattle team by
He's your number one. He's RB1 for you.
Yeah.
He's RB30 for me.
He could have a good game because they could just get really high up and just start using him instead of Miller, or Miller could get hurt. Thomas Rawls, man, that's just it's a toss-up in the air on who's going to run for that team every week and who's going to be productive even when they do run.
And you feel good when you get 8 points from your fantasy Seattle running back.
I don't know what to tell you about that, brother. I really don't. So now we'll move on. I picked Ethan to win that, by the way. So we'll move on to Chris and Jeremy because I like this match.
You can take it.
All right. So Chris, man, I like your Aguilar play. I should have picked him up last week and played him, and I didn't. I also like a Juju Schuster on your team. Oh, that reminds me, Blake, go drop Martavis Bryant, man. Just
practice squad.
Just drop him. Because Juju,
blunt with
he's giving up on the team, and the team's going to give up on him. Anyways, back to what I'm saying. Nelson Aguilar, I like Juju. I'm not saying per se this week, but because usually when Pittsburgh travels, they just run the ball more. But being in a dome, you never know. Washington, your running back, DeAndre Washington. I just put a question mark because I don't hate the play. I honestly think Oakland's going to be behind at some point. So when they do pass, DeAndre Washington is supposedly the receiving running back.
He had like 4 targets.
Yeah. So
he just had like 11 total touches or 12.
It's going to be a timeshare with him and Jalen Lertard. So it's whichever one of you between you and Allen gets lucky and the guy scores a touchdown. Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's what you got this week because Adrian Peterson and your other guy, I forget who it is on a bye. So that's what you got. But I like Aguilar, I like Juju, and I like all your Tampa Bay plays, even though they're playing Carolina, because they're not going to be able to run the ball, so they're going to have to pass. So, and Jameis has been on point for you lately, even though he doesn't win the games, they score points. Jeremy, Deion Lewis, I don't know if you did that on your own or if somebody gave you some info, but good pick. I wanted him to, because he is the Mike Gildersleeve now. He is the player for New England in the running back game. So I like him this week against the Chargers defense, who gives up running back points galore. James White, because I like Deion Lewis. Like, I don't super hate James White because he is PPR and they are going to be behind, I think. But I mean, if you wanted to mix it up, you could play Powell.
You think New England's going to be behind
Yes.
the Chargers?
Yes.
Huh.
With that, like I said, with that defense, I mean, Tom Brady's won how many games in the fourth quarter this year? I kind of had to come back.
Not the one
Not last week, but
no.
that's what I'm saying. But then now Dante
he could have
Hightower.
sat down at halftime.
Now Hightower's
First
gone,
quarter.
and people don't realize how important Hightower is to that defense. So I kind of like Pat Blau. If you wanted to play him, like either or, like I'm not mad either which one
Like
you play,
Melvin Gordon.
but you could play Powell, and I wouldn't disagree with it. All right, and I'm picking Jeremy to win. I believe I didn't put a check mark outside this, but yeah, picking Jeremy to win.
All right. Who'd you like on Chris's team?
Jameis Winston, Aguilar, Juju.
Oh, you just had a plethora of them. All right. Yeah, I might be a little biased on this one with you, Chris, because I'm playing Jameis Winston. I wanted him in our league. Obviously, I could not afford the price you paid for him. I did pay. I paid like a 10th round price in my other league for him, maybe 9th. But he is a machine. I like him. In the last 4 games that he's actually played and not been hurt, over 300 passing yards.
And like they don't win games, but man, he's passing the crap out of the ball.
He can actually throw a touchdown. Matt Ryan can't. So yeah, I like him, even though he's playing up against the Panthers. I don't think it affects him. I don't think he cares who he plays. He just throws the ball. I too said I don't like Washington, but you have no other choice.
And I would
He's
play
projected
him.
at 7, so when he picks up 5, it's not really going to be.
I mean, and he got like
big
I think
of a
like
deal.
11 or 13 last week. Like he's gonna be better than anything
Right.
you pick off waivers.
The
So
good thing about that is it could take one pass play to just make you feel like you won the lottery playing Washington.
get a 40-yard touchdown reception pass run. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeremy, I feel as if comments were made. Sarkisian sucks. Those comments will continue to be made. But if you are Atlanta and you're Matt Ryan and you have Julio Jones, don't let anything upset Julio Jones because he's the only thing that we got right now that's great. Whether he doesn't catch a ball or not, he doesn't control that. Throw him the ball. That's what they're going to do. And that's how they're going to beat the Jets. They're just going to run the ball and throw it to Julio Jones. Sarkisian, I hate him so much. Maybe he's a genius and no one can figure out his schemes yet. And once it all clicks, we'll be New England. Probably not. But I do like Julio Jones. I think the ball's just going to be thrown to him a lot. I don't think Jets have anybody that can come close to stopping Julio Jones.
Definitely not.
You like Deion Lewis. I
Can't decide.
flip-flop between James White and Deion Lewis. If they're going to be running, perhaps Deion Lewis, but James White, I feel, is a more comfortable fit, a more consistent pass blocker, mind you. So I would actually keep in James White if I had to choose, but seriously, coin flip that one. Or leave them both in. I don't think it's going to take a ton of points to beat Chris unless...
I mean, they could both score you that
Right.
11 to 10 range. It's like if both of them score you that,
Right.
then that's
Or
not
one
bad.
of them could go off for 20 and you want to make sure you're playing that one. But if Forte sits, I know Forte's supposedly healthy, but he's old and he could go out there to practice and trip and fall and be on the injured reserve. So if for some reason something happens there, I would definitely play Bilal Powell. But yeah, that's a tough choice between those running backs. I don't really envy that. I don't like having both of those. Yeah, I picked Jeremy though.
Yeah,
I picked Jeremy.
great.
Yeah, unless Tampa Bay, like, they'd have to connect twice at least. Next up, I got Rob and Erica. Rob, Jordan Reed.
Screw you.
Are
Screw
you 100% healthy? Because if Jordan Reed's 100% healthy, sign me up. He might get hurt in 2 weeks because that's what Jordan Reed does.
He said he got hurt in that game, and he came back in and destroyed me.
But yeah, God, that's why I don't pick. That's why I didn't want a Jordan Reed. That's why I didn't want a Rob Gronk. I don't like anyone that is a baby. And you know who's not a baby? Travis Kelce. So that's why he's on my team. Anyways, I like him. You know, ride him until he does die and then flush him down the toilet. I don't like Sanu simply because they're going to be throwing Julio the ball. That's the game plan now. Get Julio the ball. Sanu had 12 points last game. And usually this is the opposite of what I say, but Sanu had 10 targets last game and scored 12 fantasy points. And that's his ceiling. He is...
How many receptions did he have?
6, I think.
Okay.
But still, you get targeted 10 up against New England. That's what he's going to do. Up against the Jets, we're not going to be passing the ball a ton because they're not going to be putting up a ton of points because they're not good. So I don't like Sanu for 12 points. Once again, I have no one for anyone to put in. It just sucks. But
I got some things for you, Rob. Be all right.
Erica, same with you. Taylor Gabriel, they're not going to get the looks. It's not going to happen. Who I like, Forte if he plays. But right now, I would watch that. He plays the Falcons, by the way.
Who you picking?
I don't want to. I go with Rob.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So, Erica, I'll start with you first on this one. It's as simple as this. You play Wentz over Prescott, and you win. Last week we told you to play Prescott, playing San Fran. It worked out. I think Wentz still went off, but I mean, Prescott had a great game. You're definitely going to play Wentz this week. I mean, the dude is just proven to be matchup proof, and then now he gets a good matchup, and it's like, okay, you play him, especially with your Zach Ertz play. So you just double hitting him. All right, so play Wentz. I'm not like as down on all the Atlanta players. I don't like now that Sanu's back. I'm not a huge Taylor Gabriel fan, but you never know. So I don't think you have any other option though, really, to play besides Taylor Gabriel. So unless you want to go out there in the waivers and get like a
Travis Benjamin,
Benny Fowler even if Emmanuel Sanders doesn't come back because against Kansas City's defense.
Yeah, watch that though. Sanders is questionable.
So there you go. But then, all right, Rob, I actually like Sanu because, like I said, they've been throwing to Julio, but like they can't just throw to Julio, even though they did that last week. Like they're gonna do something a little different. If he got 10 targets, that means he's being targeted. So I still don't know how you score 12 points on 6 receptions. That's like two yards of 2 yards of reception.
No, it's 10. 6 catches, 10 yards apiece, 6 and 60.
Okay. Anyways, I'm not good at. He's the math teacher. I'm not. Shut the fuck up.
If he had caught all 10 passes, then you would have been right.
Well, I was thinking 6 times 2. I was doing 2 yards, but I forgot we get a point per reception. Anyways, but the person I'm not a fan on your team, which everyone else is probably a fan of, would be Duke Johnson and Demaryius Thomas. Demaryius Thomas, they figured out Travion Simeon, and it's pretty much, hey, don't let him run the ball, and then all of a sudden he can't pass. And if Emmanuel Sanders doesn't play, he's a really bad play because that's when he just gets covered because no one else is that worthy of covering besides AJ Derby.
I don't have the balls to make that call. I don't like it, but
here's my and like what I'm saying
is you score 30 points. I'm not.
You don't really have a choice in the matter if Amendola doesn't play. But if Amendola plays, rule 899. If Amendola plays, you play him. Okay.
Rule 899.
Yeah, rule 899. He's got a hit stick rule, and if he plays, you play him. Now he might only play 2 quarters, but he's gonna have a really good 2 quarters. But Duke Johnson against the Minnesota defense, I don't like. And like we've been talking about this for weeks on weeks on weeks. I don't like any running back that goes against that Minnesota defense. And I know he's not a running back. He's more of a slot receiver
Which
out
is
of the
why
backfield.
Isaiah Crowell shouldn't be played, but
But here's my thing. You got Abdullah sitting over here, which could be a sneaky play against that Pittsburgh not so good defensive front. Because Joe Mixon should have had about at least 16 points, but they stopped giving him the ball in the second half because they were so crappy they had to start throwing the ball. But he went 6 for 70. Okay, so put Abdullah in there over Duke Johnson out of craziness if you feel like getting him crazy. But if you don't, hey, whatevs. But I'm picking Erica to win if you play Wentz because I think Wentz he could possibly have like a 40 to 50 point game. I honestly feel that way. All right.
Yeah, that's the one thing about Wentz. You don't fear that his running backs are going to steal touchdowns.
If anything, he throws the running back a touchdown.
Right.
Hence why LeGarrette Blunt was a horrible pick, Brandon.
Yeah. All right. And lastly, we have Brandon and Beth. Brandon, I'm guessing that you're going to play Cam. I like Cam up against TB. That's my shootout of the week. That's going to be a good offensive scoring game. I don't like Alshon Jeffrey. I said, Alshon Jeffrey's going to go off this week. I said it like 2 or 3 weeks ago. He didn't, and he can't. He can't now. He's no good. He's garbage. You should trade him to Blake's team. Aguilar is the one who I called out last week.
You did. Hey,
now owned by someone. Good job, Chris.
Yeah, you did.
Beth, I hope Keenan Allen goes off. He's in my other league. Every number one goes off against New England. Maybe not goes off, but they get theirs. I finally am thinking Keenan Allen's going to be worth his draft pick. Who I don't like is Isaiah Crowell. He's projected 9 points.
I can't even
How?
About that. I can't even.
How is Isaiah Crowell projected 9 points?
See, I have to shake my head because I'm the dumbass that drafted him first, and then I dropped him, and now you're the dumbass that picked him up.
But thank God you have him because who else would you play?
Rob Kelly. I'm playing Rob Kelly over Isaiah Crowell.
I looked and I said, nah.
I'm doing it. Nope. Crowell is forever in my book stained. I don't care if he ends up coming back next year on steroids. I'm not playing him.
Forever unclean.
Yeah. Brandon, Cam, always good play. And I'm just going to say this. The person I hate on your team is LeGarrette Blunt in your flex. Because I'm assuming that's who your dumbass would put in there once you trade Kamara. So put in Chris Thompson. Not LeGarrette Blunt. Okay?
Chris Thompson's in his lineup. No, you're talking about Hogan. He's getting Hogan, and he's going to put Hogan in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'd still play Thompson.
Thomps's in. There's no way Thompson's not in his lineup.
No, he has Melvin Gordon and Jordan Howard, and then he has somebody else. He has the person he's trading in his flex.
Thompson's on his bench?
Yeah, right now. Wow. I'm pretty sure.
Was Thompson on your bench last week?
I'm pretty sure it's Thompson and Blunt on his bench.
Foolish boy.
And so yeah, do that. And then Keenan Allen for Beth, just like he said.
Oh yeah, and then Alshon can come out and Chris Hogan in.
Yeah.
I picked Brandon. Brandon, you're welcome. You're gonna win now.
Even though I like Alshon, just because of the Philly San Fran thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying you won the trade. The trade was good both ways, but it helped you out the most.
Probably. And then Crowell, just no, Beth, don't do that to yourself. Don't put you through yourself that pain. You don't want to look at that misery. Like, it's gonna be so ugly. And I say that now, Crowell, I'm gonna play in one DraftKings lineup because I'm saying this, and so he might go off for 45 points. Because apparently I've been like the curse of all curses this year with that stuff. So, but yeah, that's the only thing I would change on your team. And I'm kind of leaning towards you winning because of Keenan Allen and a few other players you got. But if he puts Thompson in,
I talked myself into liking that lineup.
And then Cam against Tampa Bay could have a huge game. I'm picking Brandon, son of a bitch.
Yep, we talked ourselves into it.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, sorry we couldn't do more for you. Sorry, this was very exciting. Next week probably won't be either.
Next week's a lot of buys, guys. So do something.
So we'll have fun. We'll just make some shit up.
Yeah. All right.